And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. It was back in 1968 under President Lyndon B. Johnson when we began Hispanic Heritage Week here in this country. Then in 1988 under President Ronald Reagan, it expanded to a month, and we're almost at the very end of Hispanic Heritage Month. And joining us now here on The Factor Uncensored to give us a state of the Hispanic community in the Houston area is President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Laura Murillo. Glad to have you here on The Factor Uncensored. Glad to see you again.
Thank you for having us.
Now, when we talk about the Hispanic Heritage Month and the state of the Hispanic community here in the city of Houston, how are we doing?
Well, first of all, I'd like to always start by saying that as Hispanics go, so goes Houston, Isaiah. And the truth is that a lot of folks don't realize the economic impact that Hispanics have on our region, our city. Over 54 billion, that's with a B, Isaiah, 54 billion in economic spend from the Hispanic community here in Houston.
That's incredible. That's an incredible number, very vital to this community. Now,
Absolutely,
we've all been living through a pandemic, and obviously that had to have an effect on the Hispanic community here.
Disproportionately so. Unfortunately, we have been impacted by this more than any other group in our city, throughout the country, etc. And we have to make sure that we are practicing social distancing, wearing our mask, protecting ourselves. One thing that is quite unique for the Hispanic family is that we have multi-generational living situations where you may have someone in college, the grandmother, a sibling who is, maybe older, has come back to home, and the parents. And so you've got a home that has a lot of different dynamics of, for example, first line employees, whether they're working out in the field, whether they're out working in the grocery stores, professionals, stay-at-home parents, etc. And so we have seen the impact, the horrific stats as it relates to COVID-19, the mortality rate, etc. And so we need to do all that we can. And then, of course, the other thing that has hurt us very much is the economic impact that this has had on Hispanics. We did not apply for all of the federal money that was available. And in many cases, even when we did, we didn't have lawyers, accountants, and others who could help us get through that maze. And before we knew it, that money was gone and went to, in some cases, big corporations and folks that were not the intended recipient of those funds.
Absolutely, and we've had a lot of complaints about that all over the community.
But here's something great that did occur, though. Our city government and our county government stepped up. They provided millions of dollars, whether it was in renters assistance, whether it was for entrepreneurs and businesses. And if you've not done so, we encourage you to visit our chamber website. Lots of resources there, easy to apply. Some of the funding is gone, however. There is help out there, Isaiah, and I think that's critically important.
What's the outlook like for the Hispanic community here in the Houston region?
We think it's a positive, great outlook. We're a chamber of commerce, and so we are optimistic that our community, our business community, Hispanic or not, will continue to thrive. We're the epicenter of entrepreneurship, Isaiah, and we will come out of this stronger and better. That is the hope. And with the support of our elected officials, our community, and others, let's continue to support business so that we, in fact, can get back up on our feet.
And of course, you made an important point there. You said elected officials. We're seeing more Hispanics here in the community getting out to vote. And that's important right now. It
is absolutely important. We have been encouraging people to vote. That has been one of our top priorities at the Chamber of Commerce. Doesn't matter who you vote for, just get out there, do it. Make it a family gathering, make it a plan that you can figure out how to commemorate this. But yes, absolutely, more than ever, our vote counts. Our voices must be heard. And certainly big also, we have to talk about the census, Isaiah, and the importance of making sure everyone completes the census. And your status does not matter whether you were born here or not. We need to count everyone.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Murillo, thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Always good to see you and always good to hear the latest information on the Hispanic community. Can you give us that website really quick one more time for those who are hoping to get information from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce?
Absolutely. It's HoustonHispanicChamber.com. And again, as Hispanics go, so goes Houston. Thanks, Isaiah.
Good to see you.